noticing, I've seen that pattern more than once where Mahomes will choose the showier play
Mm.
rather than the more effective one.
Hmm.
A little bit of Brett Favre almost more than because that's a quarterback
That's
I think is a fair comparison. I think I'm not the first person to make that comparison
I don't
between
think so
Pat
either.
Mahomes in terms of play style, and
Yeah.
that's about it. He
Well,
seems
not
like a much better
interceptions because
person.
Patrick Mahomes
Right.
takes way better care of the football, and plus,
He does.
I think that's an
But
interesting comparison because I was going to bring up you say throwing too hard. I kind of equate that too. If you think back in the day, Brett Favre was accused of the same thing. Like he would throw passes and his receivers like it would break their fingers. Like it's like,
yep.
how am I great pass, but how am I supposed to catch that?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like let's just slow it down. Like
As much as I dislike Joe Montana, his maxim of it's not throwing darts at balloons, it's throwing balloons at darts. I always like that as a quarterback philosophy, as a throwing mechanic philosophy. And watching Josh Allen, who I haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of because I don't watch a whole lot of AFC East games. I don't really see him much outside of the playoffs. I was just really impressed by just his poise and his skill and like doing a very different version of clutch quarterbacking than what Patrick Mahomes does. And ultimately, we won't be able to say who's better for another 5 to 8 years. You know, see how many rings or records or whatever. But I think there's a big rivalry brewing there that could be something like the Colts and the Patriots were in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
Where I think and you know Peyton Manning had to lose a lot of playoff games to the Patriots before he got either of his Super Bowl appearances.
He got over that hump, yeah. And that's one thing.
I think it takes time, and I think the Bills, unlike the Rams or the Bucks that are a team that's built for right now, I think they're built to last the next 3 or 4 seasons, barring some catastrophic something, you know.
Yeah, well, I think so too, and I think we alluded to earlier the Bills potentially having the best roster, and like that's a very astute observation when you think about it. Like this could make for a really good like next 5 to 10 years when you think about it. Like we're talking, I don't know if I'm ready to say that Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady in this scenario, or if Josh Allen is Peyton Manning, but I think that's a really good observation when you think about, that is like the feeling you get with this type of a matchup year after year. It's like, okay, one of these guys, we probably lean more towards this guy is going to go. So I don't know. That's really interesting because, I think you can agree that NFL fans, like the rest of us, we all want like interesting games. We all want like different, like some people. I can't tell you how nice it is to like as an NFL fan just to see the Bengals are now in a position where they can head to the Super Bowl. And I mean, I think that the Chiefs have a long way to go, but like, it could be interesting if we see the Chiefs just take off for a while. Like if they legitimately somehow become a good team, like a historic team, like the Patriots in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Or if we don't want to compare them to Brady and Manning, let's say, Troy Aikman and Steve Young or something like that. Like I think Mahomes is going to be around a while. I think he's going to win at least a couple more rings. I don't necessarily think that this is the year, though. For that second one, and we can get into that. Kind of depending on how this weekend goes, but when you have Brady and Manning, who are both generational quarterbacks, you don't want to leap into hyperbole too soon. But for Mahomes to have brought his team to the AFC Championship game 4 years in a row, that's pretty. And the thing that's so special about him is, unlike Brady, when he was getting his team to early on in his career, you didn't see what made Brady special because he wasn't fun to watch. like he's nenever fun to watch. That's the biggest criticism against him because he's just dependable and he likes a check down system and like the style of play that complements him and that has granted him his success and longevity is not easy to watch.